Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life.
Hi designers, today I wanted to talk about, two opposite end things. And the reason I was thinking about these two things is because I realized that in every aspect of my life, I prefer this. And when I started thinking about that, I started thinking about how many times we as individuals, our preference for whatever thing it is, not even the thing I'm talking about today, is always the same in all aspects of our lives, with our family, with our friends, at work. Someone who maybe has really high values, they want those high values to be still in their family and in their friend group and at work, right? Where they have alignment with all of those things, there is alignment overall in someone's life. You think about someone who really struggles at a job, and very often it's because it's not in alignment with who they are for some reason. So anyway, that's kind of what I was thinking about. And it kind of got me to this whole idea of kind of the way I operate. I've been a designer now for 20 years. I am definitely a doer. I'm an operator. I love to design for the sake of design. I like getting on my computer. I like sitting there and drawing the wallpaper. I like sitting there and drawing the SVG file. I like making the fabric line. I am a doer. I like actually doing the work. And it really led me to start thinking about my team and design suite and even design boot campers. And I realized that I prefer an action taker any day of the week over a thinker. Now, doesn't mean I don't appreciate both. I really, really appreciate both. And I'm also going to tell you that this has gotten me into some trouble. I've been thinking about that recently for certain hires on my team. I prefer an action taker over a thinker, okay? Now, I do think there's a balance here, right? Those of you in Design Suite, I don't know if it came out this week or it's came out the previous week or it's coming out this week. I think it's this week. I talked about feminine and masculine energy. It's a very interesting concept to me, but the more I kind of dig into it, the more I'm even though it doesn't have names that I love, it's still talking about how we need both of these things in order to be really good at something. But I was thinking about, especially on my team and in Design Suite, the designers that I appreciate the most, they are this every day of the week. They're testing everything. They are making sure that they're following and watching the coursework. They are actually taking action. They're doing, okay? And I think if you are someone who tends to be a thinker, it's not a bad thing, okay? It just doesn't give results. And one of our core values at Carina Gardner Inc. and in Design Suite is results driven versus intention. And I was thinking about this because Tony Robbins actually talks about this. So this is what I think it kind of is the difference between intention. Okay, a thinker, they have intentions. They're thinking about the intention of whatever they're going to do. Okay, they spend a lot of time thinking on it. They want to make the right choice. Okay, they very often quality, okay, is a big deal to them, right? And very often perfectionism. Why? Because they don't want to make the wrong mistake, right? I see this all the time. People are they're overthinking something. They want to be perfect at it. They don't want to make the wrong mistake. They want their design work to be exactly right? Versus action takers tend to be results driven, okay? So they're paying attention to the results. They tend to be fast decision makers. which I think is key because sometimes we will labor. Let me give you an example. If I labor over a decision for 5 days, okay, and I'm just like, I can't make a decision. I'm kind of lost. I don't know if I want to do it. And then I finally make a decision after 5 days. The fast action taker, maybe they make a decision after 1 day and they start testing whatever it is that they are doing. By day 5, for them, day 1, they made the decision. They've been testing for 4 days. They know whether it works or not. So on day 5, they either pivot or they keep doing it. Whereas this person really is only going to get started at day 5. Do you guys see the problem with that? The fast action taker can get the result quicker. They can figure out if it's wrong faster. And this person, because they're trying to be perfect and make the right decision, guys, listen, decision making is hard. It is hard because we choose for it to be hard, okay? So like we choose for it to be hard, and then what happens is you probably are gonna still make the same mistakes as action taker, but you waited 5 days to make that action. Okay, sorry, let's go back to this whole idea of intention versus results. This is the first time I ever heard this, and I used to believe intention was everything. Always. Like I used to really believe that like if I have a good heart and my intention is to X, Y, and Z, okay? Then that's the right thing. But Tony Robbins said, and I can't even remember which book I had read of it, him reading in it, but he basically said that intention means nothing. Only the result matters. So let me give you an example of like everyday real life. I'm going to have to make this up as I go. Okay. I have a good one. I'm doing this on a Saturday morning. And my middle daughter is in the Utah Youth Symphony. And she has to go to a 2-hour practice every single Saturday morning. Her parents do not wake up and tell her to go out the door. She just has to get up and get out the door. She has a ride right now because she still doesn't have her license. She has a ride. And I'm going to say this child likes to sleep in, like all teenagers, right? Like she really likes to sleep in. So she's basically lost her Saturday morning, okay? Her intention could be that she really wants to get up and she really wants to get to symphony practice on time, okay? That could be her intention. But the action behind it is the thing that actually matters. Because I could have the intention and I still oversleep and sleep through my clock. My intention is to become better in that youth symphony. But if I sleep through my clock and I miss the practice, then I'm not going to be better, right? So the result of it is the actual thing that matters, not the intention of it. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? This is a very big deal, okay? This is a big deal because I think all of us really have good intentions. I think 99% of the human population is actually extremely good people. Like I think we're really, I have a real hope in the world that we are good people and we're trying to do good things and we're trying to bring something amazing to the table. We want to serve our families. We want to serve our friends. We want humanity to be a good place. I do think we want world peace, as Miss I do think we want world peace. And because of that, I think most of us have good intentions. But I don't think many of us actually are action takers. So this whole episode is just to tell you to make a shift to action taking. Because here's the thing with a thinker. They're still going to have to take action eventually, aren't they? Eventually, they are still going to have to actually do the steps to test whether their theory, whether their hypothesis is true. The only difference is this person who does it quickly, the quick action taker, they get it done faster and they figure out much faster whether something's going to work or not work for them. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I love having you here. If you're on the YouTube channel, I would love for you to subscribe. Thank you for those of you who do subscribe. We try to bring you great content here. You can see we're kind of mixing things up, more teaching style here on the YouTube channel. If you're on the podcast, would love for you to give us a review. It helps more eyes, it helps more ears come hear us on this podcast to hear what we're talking about. And we want creatives, we want designers, we want artists to figure out their way in this world. I don't like that there's this starving artist myth. I don't think it needs to exist anymore. I think there are ways for us to make money as creatives, and we need to be thinking smart about it, making changes to our lives so that we can get there.
Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.